Hello and welcome to this episode of Dread Captures. Today we're going to be taking a look at a potential Bigfoot sighting, some paranormal experiences, and more awesome wildlife caught on trail cameras. These are some of the most intriguing and captivating stories that have been captured on film, and we're excited to share them with you. From Bigfoot sightings deep in the woods to ghostly apparitions in the middle of the night, we'll be diving into the unknown and exploring the mysteries of the wild. So kick back and let's get into the captures. It's probably pretty obvious where this clip is going, as we see a doe in the foreground with a buck lurking in the background. As the doe leaves the screen, we see the male approach and check out the camera. He eventually disappears out of camera view, reappearing at the top right of the screen in the background. Pay close attention. He's locked in on something. There it is. He and another buck are battling. I watched this a few times, and it looks like our guy was able to run off the other potential mate. Our next video comes from Scott Carpenter, a systems administrator from Maryville, Tennessee, who has a passion for amateur Sasquatch research. One day, when he was leaving the feeding station, where researchers leave food to try to get a DNA sample or get the Sasquatch on a trail camera, he had a back trail camera filming from behind him, which he would review later when he got home. While reviewing the footage, Scott noticed a dark shape moving in the background. Upon closer inspection, he realized that it was not a Sasquatch, but something he had never seen before. A dogman. Despite the skepticism of critics, Scott was convinced that there was a living being in the footage. He said he could see its nostrils opening and closing with each breath. The sudden realization that he was right there. He was so close to this unknown creature. It was both terrifying and exciting. Even though he was a researcher and he loves cryptids of all sorts, he was a little scared for his safety. He was worried that he had gotten this beast on camera and the beast knew it. It actually took him several weeks to recover from the shock. And while many people don't believe Scott, he is adamant about what he saw. So much so that he carries a gun at all times now, and especially when he goes into the woods. This was Scott's first encounter with a dogman, and it opened his eyes to the reality of the dangers that come with researching the unknown. Sometimes, if you go looking, you might find something you don't like. However, it has also sparked his curiosity and made him want to learn more about this mysterious dogman. Let me know if any of you have had any dogman encounters. They are plentiful out in the west of the state I live in. Warning: the following video contains graphic content that may not be suitable for all audiences. If you are easily offended or disturbed, it is recommended that you do not watch this part. It's really just a dead whale carcass with amazing animals coming to pick off of it. Anyhow, check out this incredible game camera capture of wild coastal wolves, bears, and eagles feasting on a washed-up humpback whale carcass. This whale washed ashore on British Columbia's west coast. It's really cool to observe the fascinating scavenging process of these creatures. We can see a bear appears. He probably has first right of refusal. As he pulls at the whale, look at how small he is compared to the whale. He seems to get his fill and then he heads off. Quickly we see a wolf come in for a bite. Now, first of all, this wolf is beautiful. A healthy wolf, its face and neck with some darker browns and black in it. Wow, she's gorgeous. She pulls and nibbles before giving away to some bald eagles. the national bird and symbol of the United States of America, representing freedom, patriotism, and strength. The eagles get their fill of whale meat before flying off. Again, just an amazing look into the scavenging process and all of the benefits provided by the sad demise of the humpback whale. This next video might be one of my favorite ones that I've ever seen. A man was out hunting near Gladwater, Texas in 2020, and he heard the sounds of a distressed animal somewhere in the woods. As he followed the sounds, he came to an abandoned oil pit from the 1930s. In it laid a badly decomposing hog and a younger hog that was stuck, but still alive. The compassionate hunter decides to try to get him out with a rope and quickly realized how dangerous this was going to be. The hunter couldn't risk falling into the oil pit himself, so he looked around and eventually grabbed an old tire to help shore up his footing. As he works to get him out, the pig is exhausted, on the verge of drowning in the thick oil. The hunter finds a stick and is trying to use some leverage to get him out. The hunter can be heard encouraging the hog, "Come on, buddy, help me out here," as the hunter refuses to give up. 30 long minutes have passed and the man has been working both sides of the oil pit trying to free this hog. He has just now finally gotten the hog to be able to move himself, just a little. They're both exhausted. And just as soon as the hog seems like he's about to be freed, he almost slips back deeper into the sludge. The man crawls around to the front and uses his bare hands to try to get the hog out. The oil has sat there for dozens of years and is thick and slimy. And wouldn't you know it, one final good push and the man is able to free the hog. You see, he almost actually falls back into the sludge, but eventually scampers off into the woods. I mean, what a crazy and incredible thing to stumble upon in the woods. I know that hog was grateful, and I hope he's able to make a full recovery and somehow get all of that oil off of himself. The hero hunter from Texas said, quote, "I decided that I have harvested many a hog, and since I have the chance to save one, I should. The rescue took me 40 minutes and was considerably dangerous because I was sinking along with the hog. I eventually freed the animal to both of our reliefs. However, I will say the rescue cost me my entire hunting season because it ruined my hunting clothes and gear. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to replace my clothes or gear, but if given the chance to do it again, I would." That's the spirit of a true outdoorsman. This is just a great spot for a trail cam. This capture here shows a bobcat using a fallen tree as a bridge. The guy seems pretty relaxed now, but he won't be in a second. There's an alligator nearby. And towards the end of the clip, he gets the surprise of a lifetime. Let's watch it again. You can see the eyes shining, revealing the gator's location. Yikes. But the bobcat, with his sure footing and all, slinks off into the night and lives to see another day. Poachers and trespassers on hunting properties are a big problem in a lot of places. Too lazy to ask for permission or rent the land. Some don't even have a hunting license. So in this video, it's good to see one of them get what is coming to him. As the man walks through the woods, you can hear a loud bang. Let's watch it again. If you look closely, the landowner has rigged up a booby trap that, when triggered, will spray paint all over this man. Hilarious. All on the side of his face. His rifle, his coveralls. Maybe that'll make him think twice. This clip is amazing. What a capture. Taken in Arizona, the trail cam footage shows a beautiful mountain lion next to a little stream. The capturer says he's been tracking this stunning mountain lion for months. The lion is a huge adult male, the largest one observed on this man's trail camera by far. The lion can be seen examining a scent marking left by a female in estrus just 2 days prior. This video offers up a rare treat, as mountain lions are often challenging to capture on camera, mostly due to their roaming territories that can span tens of miles. And it is not uncommon for a lion to avoid revisiting the same location for months at a time. However, the presence of the female is believed to be the reason why the observer continues to see the male. I'd bet on that. Anyhow, just an incredible capture. I mean, what a beautiful lion. This is a crazy video. Drone footage taken from Cannock Chase District in England shows a strange sight. A young girl in the woods in what appears to be a hospital gown or nightgown. As the drone flies by, you can see the girl from the aerial view. What is she doing down there? She's so out of place. Paranormal investigators flock to the area, and many think that this is a real-life Samara Morgan, the antagonist character from the Ring series. I'm interested in a follow-up to know what she is doing down there. She seems really creepy, and the young girl from the Ring has always freaked me out. I'm interested to know if you guys have heard anything about this. A good Samaritan walked upon an entangled deer as the animal was trying desperately to free himself. The deer seems to have been caught in some rope that is attached to some metal bars that have likely just been thrown away in the woods. And now he finds himself in a tough spot. The deer is clearly scared and starts jumping and pulling with all its might to get away, but he's too tangled. Unbeknownst to the deer, these two men are here to help. David is finally able to gain some leverage with the deer by kneeling on his antlers, while his father films. He's given the knife to try to cut the rope from the antlers, but there's a lot of rope and it's tight. The animal stays calm as David cuts and pulls the rope away, but the deer can't take much more. He's ready to bolt. David ultimately has to pin the deer, and almost catches a hoof in the side of the face. Luckily, he's a strong kid and is able to subdue the buck. While he holds the deer, his dad reaches in to unravel some of the rope and is able to cut the rope from the bars, so at least they don't have to deal with that. They clear the rope, and David slowly transfers his weight off the deer and is preparing to let him up. As he does, he points the deer in the direction he needs to run, and off he goes. Just an amazing, helpful capture. At the time of this research, the photo I'm going to show you at the end of this video is only 1 day old. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Group are investigative journalists and Bigfoot enthusiasts that document their findings on their YouTube channel. RMS received a submission from a family that spent some time in Washington State, and while they were there, they had an encounter with a figure they can't explain. I'll show you the footage of the area and read to you the letter RMS received, with the picture attached. Dear RMS, we used to live in Pierce County, Washington, but due to work commitments, we moved to New York. Our house in Pierce had a good-sized piece of land in the back, and we used to set up trail cameras for our 3 kids to capture the wildlife and the birds that visited. One day in August of 2020, we checked the camera and stumbled upon a strange photo. It was a humanoid-shaped figure that was captured by one of our trail cams. We're not sure what to make of it, but it looks like a long-haired, hairy figure. Do you think it could be a Yeti or a Bigfoot-like being? We've since upgraded our personal computer systems, and the photo was saved in a folder on our old PC. To be honest, we had forgotten all about it until now. We thought we'd share it with you guys and see what you thought. If you do find out any more information and decide to share it online, please keep our surname private. We are not looking for any attention. As I said, the photo just sits in the folder on our PC, and we've considered deleting it for good. But if you guys have any thoughts, please let us know. Thanks and kind regards. Rocky Mountain Sasquatch said the first thing that they do when they receive a Bigfoot video or photo that appears to be new and unique, one of the best ways to determine its authenticity is by posting an article or a video about it. And they say, man, it doesn't take long for one of the many armchair Bigfoot researchers to reach out to them with information on where it came from, why it's fake, why it's real, and sometimes they even come up with some good information. One of the researchers has been searching for clear and open footage of Bigfoot for most of his life. He said he's usually able to recognize when something is truly new and unique. And that's why he uploaded this new game cam photo that he found particularly interesting. They released this photo 1 day ago, and no one seems to have seen it before outside of the original submitters. To me, it appears to be bipedal, covered in hair obviously. It's more slender than I would imagine, but maybe it's not fully grown, it's a teenager or adolescent. I will say the hair coming off its head kind of looks strange, but I have no reason to discredit the original poster. Anyhow, I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you all think of this photo? Is it legit? Or do we have another well-orchestrated hoax?